Hi book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim, and today we will be doing a short review on 30 Days of Night, Book 1. Alright guys, so October, Halloween, my favorite time of year. I was born on October 17th, sort of smack dab in the middle between Canadian Thanksgiving and Halloween. So, I mean, my nickname growing up as a little kid was Pumpkin for obvious reasons. And that's just sort of been part of my identity my entire life. So Halloween is my Christmas. I have been reading spooky books since the beginning of September because why not draw out the spooky season? It's my favorite. So in the spirit of the spooky month, my favorite time of year, I'm going to go ahead and talk about 30 Days of Night, a vampire-esque graphic novel. This short review is going to discuss the first book, the sort of title book. I had a couple of issues with this first rendition, the first book in the series, and it's probably going to translate to the other books, which I haven't read just yet, but they are next on my TBR. And that was the artwork. The artwork in this book I was not a big fan of. I found that it was just sort of blurry and color splashes. It was not exactly three-dimensional, and it made following the story distracting because I was trying to understand what I was even looking at. And if you are a reader of graphic novels, the artwork is half the story. If the artwork is poor, the story is going to suffer. And unfortunately, I feel like that is what happened in this story. The general concept of this story is absolutely fascinating. Can you imagine living in Alaska when the sun goes down for 30 days and then being set upon by bloodthirsty fiends who are just going to make sport of you for that entire period? That would be awful. And that storyline within this book it has so much potential. Unfortunately, I found that the pacing of this story took away from the potential horror. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was lots of blood and guts and death and scary vampire things. So, I mean, if you're looking for that, that is in here, and it's very fun. But it felt like one giant night. The pacing was off. It didn't feel like 30 different nights. And that, unfortunately for me, took away from the overall experience of this story. The other sort of beef that I had with this, unfortunately, was the characterization was flat. And I mean, it could have very well just been part of the pacing problem, but I felt like the characters weren't solid. They didn't really develop and grow. There was even a few random characters that just sort of make an appearance, and it's not really clear what their purpose is in the story, and that's never a good thing. I did watch the movie version of this some time ago, and I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I thought that was well done. And I guess that's where I feel like this is incomplete. This is more like an outline, you know, a story outline, and the movie took it and fleshed it out. And that's too bad, because it should have been the other way around. This should have been most of the meat, and it just wasn't. That's my short review of 30 Days of Night. It's really unfortunate. I was so excited about this book. We'll see what the other two have in store. I'm sure the artwork will still be a problem, but maybe the story will pick up some, and maybe we'll learn some more about the characters and flesh it out a little bit. So here's hoping. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Has anyone else read this series or this book? Did you have the same kind of issues as I did? Do you feel like I'm totally wrong about my assessment of this story? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Until next time, book nerds, happy reading.